Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 26th, 2018. Strong hand. Long-term thinking. And I'm going to eat this pineapple a little later on today. You know, I have self-control, putting it off until later, until the 22 hours of fasting is over. I might fast 24 hours by the end of it. But yeah, that's part of intermittent fasting, you know, discipline. Anyway, so let's get right into this. Check out the link section below if you want to get your Trezor, Ledger Nano, cryptohwwallet.com. We're going to talk all about this Bprivate situation. It's obviously huge what's going on. Before I went on the air, I thought of something, and that I wasn't just a thought that I think I got to share with all of you. So, something I forgot. Thanks for the super chat at the end of yesterday's show, Rafterman R. Thank you very much for that $2 contribution. You did it when we were off the air, and that was just awesome of you. So if you got questions, you can do the super chat, people. I will answer you. Okay. Right before I went live here in Darwin, Australia, in the current regulatory environment where people are paid to inform on ICOs and to the government, and where there was the BitConnect crackdown. It's obvious the government is paying a lot of attention now to cryptocurrency. The United States government, a very powerful organization, no doubt. Maybe with all of that in mind, that exchanges and these guys that are behind these crypto dividend coins are really worried about being charged with manipulation of the market. And it is quite possible that they're being overly careful and they won't announce that they are going to credit an exchange, in this case, credit Z Classic holders with Bprivate until after the snapshot, so that they cannot be accused of market manipulation. That would definitely get them off the hook for that. No one could say, oh, well, you announced it, 36 hours before, 24 hours before, and that boosted the price up, and thus you're a market manipulator. You said you were going to make it easy on everyone that held Z Classic. They were going to get Bprivate. You were going to split it for them. So I know that is a long shot there, but I wanted to put that out there because it is a legitimate consideration now that and this takes some real patience, saying, oh, yeah, I mean, if you're a person that has your coin, your Z Classic, stuck on Bittrex, okay? And there are people that have it stuck on Bittrex for a lot of different reasons. We don't need to get into that. It's good. You've got a decision to make in the next, 36 hours, whatever it is, until the snapshot is happening on the 28th. So I don't know what to say. I'm not giving advice. This is an uncharted territory here because I thought by now, with less than 48 hours ago, that Bittrex would say, hey, yeah, it's obviously in our best interest to split this and to carry this Bprivate. I mean, it's our number 2 coin. We've done crazier things than this, but again, maybe the stricter regulatory market is keeping their mouth shut. Or maybe they're just totally foolish and they're not going to even be involved in this at all. And I think that would be a tremendous mistake on their part. On the reputation of their company would be, I wouldn't say destroyed, but it would be tarnished. So let's get into specific Reddit links that I linked to below. First of all, they hadn't asked me anything at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Reddit. You can read everything that they said. It's linked to below. And here's one of the things they said. No applications have been denied. That was in reference to when someone asked them, had any applications to exchanges been denied? Okay, that's good to know. They've spent, someone said they've spent loads of money applying to lots of exchanges. Just confirmed on the Ask Me Anything. Okay, so the Z Classic Bprivate guys, they have applied to a lot of exchanges. That's positive. One would have to assume that one of them is Bittrex. I mean, they're the only ones really that have, you can buy Z Classic at right now. And by the way, the price of Z Classic is going down a lot in terms of Bitcoin, which is all that matters in the last 6 hours, 8 hours or so. I mean, there's all sorts of rumors out there. There's all sorts of people panicking. This is life, unfortunately, when you're dealing with altcoins and crypto dividends in this completely new situation. If they don't, if Bittrex doesn't speak up, this is what you're going to get. And again, I linked to the Reddit, the Ask Me Anything. You can read it over yourself. There's a lot of stuff on there. I just took those 2 pieces out of it. Remember, everything that I talk about is linked to below. Take a moment, pound that like button, subscribe to this channel, and like this. Check out the notes. You know what to do, people. There's a new video here every day, so check out the archives. Watch them. They've been energetic. Because, I'm not a very energetic guy, right? Only lately have they been energetic. No. Obviously, I bring the passion. I bring the energy every day to this little venue here on the internet. So, all right, what else do we have here? Z Classic is basically a Bprivate futures market. And that's what I've been saying since my December 26th video when I really started to talk about all of this. And the price has been all over it lately. People are clearly trying to manipulate the price, and it's easy to do because Z Classic is really only on Bittrex, like 80%, 85%. So they're playing off the fear and the rumors. And hey, man, if you control your own Z Classic private key, you've got it off an exchange, you're going to get your Bprivate. But what is Bprivate going to be if Bittrex does not make this easy? Before I get into that, I wanted to say people have asked me if you have Bitcoin and it says SegWit address, will you get Bprivate? Yeah, they have said that before that you will. Yes, SegWit. If you have your Bitcoin at a SegWit address, you're entitled to Bprivate. They have to do some complex thing. There was a tweet about it. I had talked about this before. Find that video, okay? Or find that tweet of theirs, or go to their Reddit, which is linked to below, which has covered this before. Their Reddit is a madhouse. People ask the same questions over and over and over and over again, and I understand why people are panicking. But again, some of it are just people adding to the panic. And you can't panic. You can't panic, people. You can't panic. But yeah, we should be spreading the word about this fork in a very positive manner, so that people are buying up Bitcoin in advance. Just as they were in advance of the Bcash and the BGold forks. We want, in terms of price, we want this to be like the Bcash fork, of course. And again, the Z Classic caveat changes a lot of things here. People are going to want to take this shortcut to get it. If Bittrex, Bittrex is they make this legit more. Okay. Don't make it legitimate, but they add a lot of legitimacy. And for God's sakes, here is a link to that. It's linked to below. When Bittrex gave its statement on the Ignis airdrop for NXT, okay, they did everything they could for the Ignis airdrop on NXT. Ignis sounds like me walking around the streets of Baltimore and some guy saying to me, "Hey man, you Ignis? Why you say that to me, man? Why you wear that shirt and this hood? You Ignis, man." That's what that and they freaking they cater to Ignis. So I'm hoping, to their number 2 coin, maybe they won't announce it till after the snapshot. That is, that's a whole new approach to this, but maybe that's the way they're going. I don't know. All right, and they also, Bittrex sent out an email to everyone that says, as of March 9th, there are terms of service update. And I linked to that below too. So, they're trying to become more legitimate on that end too. just as Poloniex is also. By the way, the day of the snapshot is February the 28th. That is the fast of Esther in the Jewish religion, and then the next day is Purim, which is just a great holiday, Purim. But it's funny. Someone should just like make a viral video and totally no, you shouldn't do this. But just like with the Shemitah, you could totally twist around what the fast of Esther is and say, oh my God, the 28th is the fast of Esther. It's the end of Z Classic. It has been predicted since the days of Persia that Z Classic and Bittrex would have a conspiracy, and the New World Order is taking over on the fast of Esther in 2018 on the 28th because there's 8s. I mean, that's what Shemitah and some of those guys are all about, that you guys believe that stuff. I mean, there's people, 80%, not you guys, the 80%ers watching that, but they love that do porn type of stuff. So I can make up a video like that too. But that's not what this is about. This is for 20%ers who don't want to hear about fairy tales based on biblical holidays. I mean, they don't want some modern guy in the year 2018 to make up a completely BS story about a holiday that they don't understand. And I understand the fast of Esther and Purim, unlike the people who were talking about the Shemitah who had no idea what the heck that even was. They're not. Anyway, so here's a possible lesson for this entire Z Classic sporking into Bprivate situation. If a major exchange, I mean, in this case, the major exchange that covers a major aspect of the crypto dividend does not credit the crypto dividend, then it's just another nameless fork that everyone forgets. The price run-up that we had was based on a major exchange or storage device making this split possible. If it does not happen, then the project is seriously handicapped, or it's a fail from the start. I mean, who knows? So that's why, I mean, in this title of this video, yeah, Bprivate depends a lot on Bittrex. It depends on Bittrex. So I'm not behind the scenes. Maybe we're going to all look on. I hope that we're going to look back on this and be like, oh, yeah, they had it taken. The team at Bprivate had it taken care of from the very start. They had it all in the works. Bittrex just couldn't announce it till the very last second or the second afterwards, and everything was hunky dory. Because in the end of the day, if Bittrex doesn't split this thing, it's not working. It's not working out, dude. It's not going to work out. It's gonna be it'll be like Super BTC and Lightning BTC, okay? Which are like, what does that mean to you? It's not going to be like BGold and Bcash, which are like major players to this very day, like them or hate them, okay? You got to start off on the right foot here. And so, yeah, these guys seem smart behind Bprivate, and they seem logical, and they should have gone through this thought process also. One should hope. All right, and so they've got a tweet out there that says, "Hit BTC will sell Bprivate," and I'm like, you know, who cares? I mean, it's not a big deal if the largest by far, Bittrex is the largest Z Classic seller out there. If it's not dealing with this, if it's going to end up not dealing with Bprivate at all, then it says a lot. It says a lot about the project. That it's just a Lightning BTC or a Super BTC. That's what it's going to end up being. I mean, you'll set things off on a horrible foot. So we shall see. We shall see. I mean, it's going to be an exciting 36 hours or whatever it is. And again, where I am in Darwin, Australia, it's already the 27th. It's already the 27th here, and so it's about to turn 27th on the East Coast. And so I don't even know the exact time of the snapshot on the 28th. You got to check that out on their Ask Me Anything or on their Reddit thread. Okay, so that's my Bprivate Z Classic thoughts for the day. Let's move on to the big news. Circle, backed by Goldman Sachs, is buying Poloniex. Okay, and before we get into the specifics of that, you know, right when this rumor started coming out, all of a sudden, the price of Bitcoin was over $10,000 again. Now, the price charts that some of you guys follow every second of the day, and the technical analysis that you follow every second, you're all concerned about the difference between 9,700 and 9,600 during a 35-minute period of your life, when you could be doing something a lot better. You're worried about, did those charts predict that Circle was going to buy Poloniex? Did it say that anywhere in the chart? Because over the long run, we're going to keep getting good news like that. That adds to the real value of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, okay? Things that little charts that worry about 30-minute differences between prices cannot predict. Because your little funny little charts or whatever, if you were like selling then or buying then and all of a sudden it went up to 10,400, you got hurt probably. There are people who lost a lot of money because you're playing these trading games and stuff, which don't matter. It matters in the long run that this is a legitimate form of currency, that big players are buying up smaller players. And these big players are backed by tremendous financial organizations that you 80%ers create conspiracy theories about. You know, Goldman Sachs, you blame all your problems on Goldman Sachs. And then when they buy, you know, then all of a sudden you see, wait a second, they're getting into this game now. I mean, you're worried about 9,700, 9,600. Get with the program, people. Get with the program. There are going to be other exchanges that are bought up by boogeymen and bad, rich Wall Street people that you blame. Remember, take responsibility yourself. You're poor because of you, not because of Goldman Sachs. Face it. Deal with it and get into Bitcoin, and don't and think long term though. Think like, you know what? We're going to get great announcements like this that I cannot even imagine. That's why in the year 2020, the year of the Bitcoin halving, think it's going to be worth more than it is today. Who cares if it's worth more in a half hour? Who cares if it's worth 10,000 or 9,000? I don't care. I'm just pointing this out that I thought it's just absolutely hilarious that some of you are so worried about little prices, and you probably don't even own any Bitcoin. You probably know coiners who are like, oh, this is why I shouldn't buy, because the price jumps in a 35-minute period between $56. I mean, whatever. You guys come up with every excuse in the book why you're not holders, why you're not long-term thinkers. People coming up with your excuses. Long-term people, this was great news. And the market reacted by the price went up because of this. But hey, the price might go down again in 24 hours. It might be bad news. Maybe there'll be great news with Bprivate. The whole world will fall in love with it, and the price will go way up for Bitcoin. I don't know. I can't predict minute-to-minute changes, and I don't worry about minute-to-minute changes. I just point out that people who do are short-term thinkers, and in the long run, they're not going to become very wealthy individuals because they're going to panic sell and do all sorts of ridiculous things. All right, so but I do link to the CNBC article below. I also link to the press release from Poloniex talking about this. They're going to pay $400 million for the 18th largest cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume. That's a lot of money for the 18th. So what's the 10th largest one worth then? What's the 5th largest one worth? I mean, how much is Amazon going to have to pay for the number 2 one? Not saying that's going to happen, but maybe that boogeyman is going to buy one also. And I've mentioned that before. I mentioned that. No, one day there are going to be major people who you guys are all jealous of. 80%ers are all jealous of that are going to buy some of these, and they're going to become wealthier. They're going to be on their way to becoming the world's first trillionaires, and it's going to be great for Bitcoin. Great for Bitcoin holders. Be a holder. Strong hand. Pound that like button. All right. And one thing that I wanted to point out, some people are like, well, how can they buy with a shady Poloniex? It is interesting that Poloniex, there's 2 thoughts on this. Poloniex sent out a press release on December 27th talking about how it's going to get stricter with IDs soon enough. Okay. So, I mean, maybe they've known about this for a little while. Maybe they were prepping for this. But there is a tweet thread out there, and there is a tweet thread out there that's talking about maybe this is an exit strategy for exchanges that are worried about getting punished by the United States government for their involvement in ICOs, their involvement in not identifying people correctly. Because if you're not Coinbase or Gemini or Bitflyer, and you're based in the United States, you're not following all the rules. And so the United States could send all the people behind your exchange to jail if they wanted to. They could. I mean, it's just a fact of life. So what this Nathaniel Popper has to say, his takeaway from all this, first of all, this circle is trying to have the first U.S. regulated crypto exchange, which I assume means, there are going to be a lot of different cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, but all the ones that are currently on Poloniex. They want to be the first regulated ones to have all of these little coins on it. Okay, so what Popper says here, his takeaway, the SEC did indeed informally indicate to Circle that regulators would not pursue any enforcement action for prior activity at Poloniex as long as Circle cleans up Poloniex and turns it into a regulated exchange. The SEC seems to be saying here that it's okay if you broke the rules as long as you get acquired by a legitimate player before we crack down on you. The question now seems to be whether the SEC will apply this same thinking to other virtual currency exchanges if they are acquired by large players. So maybe this is a sign for all of those smaller players out there, like, okay, this is my get out of jail card free, my get out of jail card for free. I hope I'm saying that right. And this is the time to sell to a bigger player. Get my 400 million, be on my way. SEC forgives me. The new owner will clean it up. That's it. We go on. And I mean, whatever. That's the SEC's prerogative. This is all linked to below. This is linked to below if you want to read it over yourself. Okay. Now, I am not a fan of Alex Jones. I said this yesterday. He on gun control in the past. He's got a good policy with guns. I believe people should be able to own guns. We shouldn't, every time there's a tragedy with a gun, doesn't mean we should try to steal everyone's guns. That's terrible. But Alex Jones is now in trouble with YouTube. I said that yesterday. And Andy Hoffman has a Steemit post about this. And he's encouraging people to contact Alex Jones and get Alex Jones to be on Steemit because it's the perfect combination. And this is a totally be in motion type of idea from Andy. He's trying to get people to just not sit there, but get Alex to contact Alex Jones, get him on Steemit, because this will be positive for Steemit, it will be positive for Bitcoin, and it will be positive for cryptocurrency. Again, I'm not. Alex Jones says some whack things. I mean, he does, but it will open the floodgates to other people who are having problems with YouTube to get on the Steemit, and thus get a lot of people, a lot of intelligent people, not so intelligent people, but interested in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and Steemit. Now, again, I'm saying use Steemit, people. Put your stuff on Steemit. Encourage people to be on Steemit. That's not me saying buy Steem or buy Steam-backed dollars. That's for the 80%ers to worry about, okay? Us 20%ers, we get the Steem dollars and the Steem for free, and we turn it into Bitcoin. So go check out Andy's link below. And yeah, I really do. I hope Alex Jones uses this. This is opportunity. It may seem like a negative now. Sure, you're getting kicked off of YouTube. They can do whatever they want to do, though. I don't agree with YouTube the way they're censoring all sorts of different people. Okay? I don't agree with it at all, but they are a private corporation. And we should consider it an opportunity to get off of YouTube and do other things. And hey, man, I've diversified myself on the Steemit. I'm with the World Crypto Network, and we're on this Acast podcast, which is linked to below. So, I mean, my voice is out there on a lot. So if they kick me off on YouTube, or if they start to silence Bitcoin people, And they do. You know what? They do demonetize my stuff all the time. I have to go through a process where you reapply to be monetized. I mean, it's ridiculous, the stuff they make you do. But I've got other options out there, and that's why you always have to be in motion. Always have to be in motion. Always coming up with ideas, connecting all sorts of people. Okay, my boy Kadir, pound that like button, people. Seriously. Okay, my boy Kadir, an Indian. He says this about India. These are the queries raised by the Income Tax Department in India. Please note, they are also requesting for our Trezor wallet ID and public key. Only thing they didn't ask us to furnish is our private key. And he took a photo of it. It's on the form that they sent out. It's on his Twitter feed, on his Twitter, on the tweet. It's linked to below. So yeah, man, they are. India loves this bureaucracy. They love the bug people. All right. And that's just not the way to go about things. India, if you want to be the Korea of 2018, make it easy on your people. All right. And if you like Twitter, follow me at TechBalt, TechBalt. And of course, on Steemit, I am Bitcoin Meister on there. People have asked me, should I move my Bitcoin off my Trezor if I want my Bprivate? Dudes, I'm not touching my Bitcoin on my Trezor. There's my answer. I mean, eventually, if you've got your Bitcoin on your Trezor, and if you really want this Bprivate, and hopefully it's worth a lot, God willing, everything works out on the Bittrex side, you'll find a way. Because you'll control your private key. This is not a time to panic and move your Bitcoin off of your. At least, I mean, I am not touching my Bitcoin. How could I touch my Bitcoin on my Trezor? It's on a completely different continent. I'm in Australia. My Bitcoin, my Trezor, in a whole nother world, whole nother day is where my Bitcoin is now. Yeah. So, but again, I have other devices too, and anyway, they're all over the. They're not in Australia, so. There's nothing's being moved. If it's I can't move anything from my physical devices if I physically cannot get a hold of them. And it's good. If you don't trust yourself, and I trust myself, but if you're a person that has a weak hand, that's a good thing to do. Keep your storage devices on another continent. All right. But I got a strong hand, baby. You know, I'm a very disciplined dude with the intermittent fasting and all that stuff. And yeah, and of course tomorrow or on the 28th, I'll be doing the fast of Esther. That's really easy for me to do because what is it, like 15 hours or something? I don't even know what it is. You can't drink water during it. During Jewish fast, you don't drink water. That's the only thing that's difference. That's the only difference between doing a fast. When you do a fast for health, you drink water. During Jewish fast, you do not drink water. But there's only 2 that are like over 24 hours, and then there's 4 that are just during the daylight hours, basically. All right, but we're not gonna get into it anyway. Well, that's enough. That's enough of the Bitcoin stuff for now. I know people want me to do a health video about fasting. I have mentioned this stuff before, guys, and I will some more. Something I forgot to say the other day. Ben Shapiro. I mean, again, I don't like politics, but if you do want to get your little daily clip of politics in the United States, watch the Ben Shapiro show. He's a good, very smart guy. But he's talking about how political correctness is dead now, and I don't agree with that because it still is among the 80%. Political correctness is the biggest thing. Come on, but it's dead for people who are free. People, I mean, and Ben Shapiro he works for himself. He can say whatever he wants to say. So for guys like him, for smart guys like him who are entrepreneurs, of course, political correctness is dead. I can say anything I want to say. So that's why you want to be free. If you are a free person, if you're truly free, then you'll be able to say, yeah, political correctness is dead. But most people can't say that. Most people, I'll get fired from my job if I say that about the difference between the sexes. I can't say a man's physically stronger than a woman because I get fired from my job. Then you're obeying political correctness, which is unfortunate. If you're in that situation, if I was in that situation, I would try to get out of it immediately. And but again, and become a free person, work for yourself. Okay, here's a disciplined thought of the day. There are all these people that go, and so here's a little bit into my health regime. people talk about having cheat days in their health regimes, where there's one day a week, they eat the pizza and the McDonald's and they drink their beer. And come on, dudes. Cancer does not understand what cheat day is, okay? If you eat crud once a week, I mean, cancer isn't going to really differentiate. Like, well, it was his cheat day, so I'll leave him alone. I mean, he's not going to get sick because he ate the bad stuff on his cheat day. Guys, if you're going to have a healthy lifestyle, you got to do it every day. You can't take a day off, okay? You put poison into yourself one day a week. You still put poison into yourself, all right? So it's something people are making excuses. People are weak-minded. People have weak hands. They're saying, nah, I'm not fully off of this bad food. I still have to do it once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month. No, it's not good enough. You give it up. You change your lifestyle. That's commitment, and that's long-term thinking. I mean, if you stop putting poison in your body, period. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. And yeah, I haven't had like candy for 5 years. I mean, I haven't had a drink since what, 2014? I just gave up stuff. It's over. All right, pound the like button. I'll see you guys later in the chat. Bye.